Hey, I'm Alden. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome the first time, Harmonious Twin Flame Union. I am here with you right now when you're watching this. I was going to say this evening because it's 9:50 p.m. on January 15th over here in California, to do a reading for the new moon in Capricorn, and it's Capricorn sun right now too, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm a Capricorn sun sign, and I have a stellium in Capricorn too with Jupiter and Neptune. So very Capricorn energy in me and going on all around, and some, like unique things happening too with the Pluto and Jupiter in some kind of, I can't remember if it's a sextile or what, but a lot of kind of ability to manifest goals right now inwardly. And so even if you're not like seeing things necessarily manifesting outwardly, it's a really great time to just easily feel the, like kind of like as high as you can go, which is kind of to infinity, with your vibration, like that feeling of ascension, not as a feeling of even ascension, but just as pure love, and being able to, like really feel into that goal right now is really, it's really available. And so it's a really hot time to, just feel that out. It's exciting, but exciting in a very like peaceful way. And like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to articulate, but I'm definitely feeling that. And I think that there's a lot of that going on in consciousness right now. So it's really great to speak to it because it helps bring even more awareness there. And so if you, have been feeling any kind of magnetic pull to that kind of higher part of yourself, to maybe make some different choices, or just to, feel into that good feeling, really allowing that to happen, and surrendering to that, because it really helps you to differentiate from the things in your reality that are lower vibe and making you very uncomfortable, and have been all along, but you just, you didn't really know it because you weren't attuned and aware of, the full expansiveness of the high vibe love that you can feel and tap into. And since it's becoming easier for consciousness to kind of reach there and to even go higher, like with the highest spiritual leaders, actually says right here, it's so relevant to right now. I read this magazine a lot, the Mountain Astrologer, and they have an article every time there's like a new or a full moon. And at the very end it says, the ascent of the individualized consciousness to the highest realizations reached by the spiritual leaders of its culture, we witness the rise of the human consciousness. And that's having to do with the Capricorn moon right now. So I think that really speaks to being able to access the feeling of harmonious union within and with God. Oh yeah, there's something else really interesting in that article, and it makes me just, want to articulate it too, is just that goals can also be feelings rather than goals, like I want a castle in 10 years to live in. It's like, well, how do you want to feel while you're going after that castle, so to speak, inwardly? How do you want to feel in that castle? And when you tune yourself to that feeling, then you begin to feel that way right now. And so, suddenly everything becomes much more alive for you, because, we are feeling beings. Material stuff is just like, what manifests for us, and it's really cool, but it doesn't really matter if you're completely numbed out to it. Then it doesn't matter at all, and you didn't really manifest it, in a way that was in full alignment for you, if that's what's going on. So why not just be in alignment and attract things that are just going to, be in perfect high vibe with you. So, yeah, cards. I shuffled them a bunch, and I'm doing per usual the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue, artwork by Steve Roberts. And so let's see what the first card is. I also cut them, don't worry. Okay, so 5 of water. And so yeah, this card, sometimes when I get it, I'm like, oh, okay. So things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. Wow, it doesn't get any more Capricorn than this card right here. So this is awesome because it's showing you the kind of how to turn that frown upside down, because we're having all that Capricorn energy, that the ascendant too, and or I mean the moon too, not the ascendant, sorry. But yeah, like the moon and the sun. And anyway, this is very kind of like Saturnian, and very much like what happens when you're overly focused on the goal, again, rather than the feeling, is that you focus on the things that you see not falling into place the way that you hoped or that you thought they should be. But what's really happening is that you're being asked to surrender control to how things look at the outside, on the outside. And my example would be, I just moved into a new place, which I totally love. I moved in and the refrigerator smelled weird, and I was like, oh, I would really like a new refrigerator. And I plugged it in, and like the lid to the plastic lid to the pineapple I'd bought like popped off, and like my cat food, my raw cat food that I have in there, like went bad really fast. And then I finally realized the fridge wasn't working, and I was like, oh good, but like because the washing machine I got also didn't work. I got it from a washing machine, someone who sells washing machines privately, and it all worked out though. He brought a new one and it works great. And I ended up getting a new fridge, but it took a whole week, and actually even longer than that. So what I realized was that the freezer was working, and so I was eating frozen food and prepared food basically, which isn't my jam. It's fun, here and there, but I got to explore some different options that I don't usually go for, and it was kind of fun. Like my inner child, got like more macaroni and cheese, for me gluten-free, but anyway, that's my preference. But I guess the point is that I realized that I attracted this situation because I could see where to put my energy, and that was into the freezer. Like the highest vibe thing that I had going on was not to look at where the problem was, the stinky refrigerator, but the freezer worked, and so that's where I went with it. And I enjoyed, the food that I got, and I let it happen, and I didn't get too upset by it. I mean, when I got the new refrigerator, I was pretty excited to like get all my like fresh vegetables and fruit, and like yeah, I mean, it was so great. But at the same time, I just kind of realized that when you put your vibe, you put your energy into the highest vibe thing, rather than the thing that isn't working, then the thing that isn't working naturally falls away, or you naturally find a solution. It's not like you're not acknowledging that that it's not working. I mean, you have to acknowledge it to find, the best thing about what is working. But yeah, a lot of times it's really just spilt milk or spilt whatever. So that's what I have to say about that card. And so it's actually very positive. So not seeing the positive in a situation. And that's okay. Sometimes you have to go there in order to then get to the positive. So there we are. Okay, the moon. Oh, how perfect! The moon! And it's a new moon reading, and it's the first reading I've done in a while. I love that. So Archangel Hanael, I guess. Important psychic insights. Events behind the scenes release fears that hold you back. I think to me this is really saying, don't be afraid of that like really close connection that you share with your twin flame. I mean, you guys are one, so it's just like beyond a close connection. But like when you begin to see your twin flame as someone outside of yourself, you can really go into that deep place of intuition, where you both reside together, and you're safe to be there, and you're safe to be you, and know that your twin flame does care about you very much, and that you care about yourself, and they care about them, and yeah, it like events behind the scenes. So I think that's just what it's saying, and this is going to help you to release your fears. Going back to the spilt milk kind of card here, when there's really like these goblets that have all this potential, just like, don't be afraid of all that you do see as well, because sometimes we see things and we don't want to look at them, like maybe we have to rearrange things in our life somehow, or let out some really low vibrations, whether it's through relationships we've had with people, or freaking furniture, or whatever it may be. Of course, like people and furniture are two different things, but in any case, it's like just, allow yourself to just feel what's going on, and feel what feels good, and heal there, and you'll really begin to feel the discomfort when you are kind of seeing something that's out of alignment, within, that's like a block that you can then go ahead and consciously heal. So yeah, great, excellent. Four of water. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So wow, this is like, again, like really I know I've been experiencing this lately somewhat, where I'm having like a disgruntled kind of feeling about certain things in my life, and not allowing myself to like feel how I actually feel, like if I feel tired or something. So when I just acknowledge how I feel, and then also it's beyond feeling the gratitude for what's in front of you. It's really about strengthening your relationship with God here, and the opportunity, everything is an opportunity for you to connect with God. And so when you're feeling kind of sour about something, like, you gotta go to work, or, yeah, whatever it is in your life that's like just something that you're feeling like you don't have a choice over, or you don't have control over, so it becomes a very unfun thing. Just look, know that there's a different perspective, and that there's something there for you. However however it goes doesn't matter. All that matters is right now, and all that matters is really your relationship with the divine. So what is it that about this, seeming choice that that is kind of hindering you from that place of, perfect love in your heart? So just go to that loving place and know that it's really safe to go there and love. And this is also going to help you take action, because this is also a card about action. And Capricorn could be very goal oriented. This is a very inner time, so there's also going to be a time to really take outward action, whether it's in a second, whether it's in 10 days, or whenever it is. And so, healing inwardly also allows us to align ourselves, or I was going to say realign, which I guess is like the same thing, because, in truth, we are in perfect alignment. And open your eyes to the truth, to the possibilities, to you and your twin flame, together, and more and more and more together forever. Like there's no end to that. The sky's the limit. And that's kind of like she's looking down. She's kind of looks almost sick or something, like she could be making herself sick. So it's just like time to remember to, balance ourselves when we're looking down, and to, look up and things like that, and take it all into consideration. So, well, let's do one more card. Four of Earth. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. I think that this really speaks to being grounded, but also being expansive at the same time, and to knowing when, when giving is appropriate and when it really truly comes from your heart. And because that will help the whole cycle of, giving and also receiving. And then you become a better receiver. You understand what it is that is in your highest good to receive, whether it's a trip to the grocery store, or, someone wanting to give you money for some, like a gift, or gosh, I mean, anything, just even an exchange of words. And so this isn't necessarily just about money and finances, although Capricorn is very, money and finance driven often. I remember once, my astrology teacher, he asked, we were online and in a class, and I didn't answer quick enough. But he was like, "Sir, are there any Capricorns in the room?" And he kind of talked some smack about Capricorn or something. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, they're probably all off banking." And I was like, "Oh, I'm a Capricorn." But anyway, yeah, I'm not a banker. But it's just I guess it just goes to show that you don't want to be fixated on anything. Sometimes when you fixate on, abundance, what you're really doing is you're putting your abundance outside of yourself right now. And so remembering that, everything that you ever wanted is already here. And so now is an eternity. And so just feeling again, all of that, feeling safe in that abundant feeling, and in that grounded feeling, and in giving appropriately too, feeling safe, not feeling stingy, not feeling like giving too much, proper boundaries, giving to yourself. So just reworking all of that. And it's a very beautiful card too. And, she looks like a very wise elf, or whatever. She has elf ears, so I don't know exactly what's going on there. There's a little naked fairy that I think is kind of talking to her too. And so I think that also, you know, says to like, again, listen to your inner guidance. And that card earlier with Archangel Hanael really could be like a really good reference then to go back to. And just remember the new moon is a time of, you know, inward contemplation energetically rather than really like shining forth. So the energy of the new moon and the Capricorn and the whole thing being very inner right now and about feeling. And of course, that doesn't mean things are not manifesting outwardly. And in fact, the Jupiter-Pluto relationship of what's going on right now really help things to manifest that are very new and fresh and very abundant to when really when you're really kind of in that heart space of feeling that when you're ready for the revolution of love within, you know, because it is a revolutionary feeling to what you've probably been feeling your whole life. So, also wanted to do, last but not least, a crystal card. And so, yeah, I already shuffled these as well. And we've got tourmaline. How nice. So, what I like to do for these is just put it in front of the screen and you can just receive the energy from this card. Let me give some credit where credit is due here too. So, whoops, upside down, all around. Okay, so Eternal Crystals, Oracle Cards, Jade Sky. This is the deck. It's awesome. I love this deck. Anyway, okay, so tourmaline, smudging, root chakra, number 40. I like the numbers on these cards are often significant too, so 40 if that means anything for you. So if you want to just go ahead and close your eyes, you could even like put your palms up if you know, to help receive the energy if you wish, or put your palms down if that's more comfortable for you. And this is going to be very like, you know, clearing. It's like the smudging, so, you know, probably know what that means. And I'll just leave it up for a minute and then let us come back to. So here we go. Okay, well, when you're ready, to bring my little meditation bells, but you can open your eyes. And so yeah, smudging root chakra. I often like read the things in the book, but I feel like the description in the little booklet. But it's pretty clear to me that this is about healing core blocks through really, you know, smudging, clearing away what no longer serves us, and doing so fearlessly. You know, that really allows the shininess and the abundance to really be able to spread out and take flight. And what else was I gonna say about that? I totally like just got this like peaceful feeling, and it's nice. Yeah. Oh, I was also going to say, you know, the Capricorn energy. The cards, you know, may look like they all have kind of this theme of, you know, kind of reworking where we're at, like, things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk, important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back, missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom, open your eyes to the possibilities, and being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. And these don't sound like the most positive cards in a way, but what I want to say is, like, knowing the Capricorn energy so well, Capricorns are usually not afraid to, you know, look those hard places right in the eye and move past them towards their goal. And so sometimes what you have to do is to really recognize, you know, those kind of hard ingrained patterns that have been holding you back. You know, they're ingrained from upbringing, society, yourself, you know, just beliefs you have about love that are completely wrong. So these cards are actually like super duper positive, in that they're helping us to rework and to come into alignment, to really release what's not needed with those uncomfortable beliefs anymore. And then the tourmaline to help, you know, really clear out that that space, and again, those core blocks that go all the way down to our root chakra energetically. And, you know, because we've been putting energy into the block, it gives us the illusion that it's real. And so when we're putting energy back where it belongs, we're really doing a whole lot, you know, for ourselves and for each other and for the world. And when you're doing a lot for yourself, you're doing a lot for your twin flame too. So there you go. I think that is about it for this reading. I'm pretty tired. I gotta go to bed early and wake up early to teach. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I did kind of make a conscious attunement with the tourmaline card, that for you to be able to go back to it if you just wanted to meditate longer on that, or even kind of pause it there, and just take in that energy to feel it. So feel free to do that if that speaks to you. And thanks so much for listening and watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again soon. Enjoy the Capricorn moon. Bye.